Hey everybody, so it is Marty, the JavaScript party, and my buddy Rhett. I'm kind of excited because I have the next couple days off at midweek. It is Monday, December 23rd, and here in the US we celebrate Christmas on the December 25th, and I have tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I have Christmas Eve and Christmas off. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's kind of like relaxing. And today was Monday, so I worked today. I worked 8 hours today, but then like I have tomorrow and the day after off. So that was kind of nice because it's like, well, I got to it. Most people are on vacation, so I kind of got to just really absorb some of the stuff that we're working on. I finished up a couple tasks, and then I got to just sort of observe. So the last kind of task that we did was this implemented this cone geometry, and so I think the next ones that make sense. Maybe it makes sense to do two at once because I think the code is a bit mature, so we could probably do two at once and see how that goes. It should be fine, but I want to try the plane geometry and the circle geometry. And what's nice about both of these is that we already have a width and a height, and we also have a radius. So that means we won't need to add any new attributes into any of the TypeScript, or we won't need to add anything new into the forms. We'll just have to add a bit of extra. What would you call it? A bit of extra logic on when to show certain things and all that. And then I don't know, man. I feel like we may still have some time because we have 7 days left. I think that'll probably take 2 days. So it might be fun to do like cylinder would be fun and simple, but maybe a torus because problem. Okay, so we have tube diameter, which is a new one, which is kind of a in radial segments and tubular segments. So, and I guess all of those are required. It seemed like you'd only need the first two, but maybe not that. Maybe it would be kind of fun to do torus because I don't really know what a torus is. And then torus knots would be neat. Oh, ring would be good. Maybe ring would be a next one. And then I don't even know what a like. It seems like all you do is give it one thing and you just tell it um, platonic solids. I don't know what a platonic solid is. Go to the Googles, go to images. So yeah, I don't really understand how platonic solids would work in with this because like do you give it a radius or I don't know. How do you do the because it says example new dicahedron. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess this would give you probably this is probably a radius or something. And then and I guess you get a number of different things. So um, let's just ask it in this code what is. Sorry, I know this video is going to run long, just because I'm not under any pressure at all to get stuff done. So I apologize up front. But what what is the one in this code? I guess we need to roll size. Oh, so it's basically the radius. So, man, you know what? I think that's what I want to do next. Um, I mean, ring is pretty cool, but like, I think this is cool. All you have to do is give it a radius, and you're done. So it'll be just like the circle, um, and and then maybe if one of them works, maybe we could just do all four of them. You like just since if we could get plane and circle to work together, then it seems like we can get these four to work together, and then that I would imagine then build it out, push it out. That will probably take us out for the rest of the year, and it's a nice way to finish the application. So I think that is a plan. We'll see if we stick with it, but for now, that's what we're doing. So we're going to do the plane geometry. I think the first thing you want to do is go to the mesh interfaces. And there's a couple places where, like in there, did we have to do it? Yeah, we have, for some strange reason, we have, oh, I see. Oh, these are the kinds of messages, supported message. And so then this is a mesh of type box geometry. Okay, so actually that, and then I guess you need to add the materials in there too. I don't know. It's weird. And then to me, it kind of seems like plane geometry and were those, let's go back up here. Plane geometry and circle geometry probably should go first since they're two-dimensional. Don't really know exactly why my brain tells me this should go first. I'm sure it's just some, it doesn't really mean anything, but let's see. I'm hoping we can just get a little, yep, we get a blue. Blue is good, so yeah, we're just bringing that into there. And then the other one was circle geometry. And, oh, and that's supposed to be an or, not a colon. And did it just bring that, just brought that in for us? And those all came in up here. It doesn't look like I need these. Yeah, so circle geometry came in there, and I'm guessing plane geometry. I guess it did. It does it in alphabetical order, which I like that a lot. A lot of linters will complain about this being too long. If that does happen to you, then you can just probably the next thing that you'll do is kind of put them all like that, something like that, to get them all so that you pass your linter. I have a real love-hate relationship with linters. You can definitely create really annoying rules inside of linters that I don't think bring any value. But anyway, so that was good, and so I think probably the next thing we want to do is in here in the drop down. I wonder if, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think this view ever was of any value whatsoever. Or it was just so rare. I think we should have just started with this, with these just visible. So I want this drop down to have plane and circle in it. So just out of memory, I remember that we have these managers, and we have a mesh manager, and man, I can't believe what a great mood, how great I feel right now, because we have, because I have the next couple days off. One of my coworkers actually sent out a nice thing at the end saying, hey, work, rest is not weakness, and that is just so true. It is so important to rest, but rest is not idleness either. It's like, it's good to do stuff, to sort of rejuvenate, get your brain back into a different or maybe just like try to rekindle your joy of certain things. Like I love to code on my holidays because I just like to, because coding professionally is hard. It's a profession. A lot of times people will say, hey, if you do what you love, you'll never have to work, and that is the fall. There's just nothing further than the truth of that than that. But I will say that one of the things I will say is that you have to be careful if you do what you love, because for a living, because it can drive your love away of that thing. So it's important that you defend the things you love, and because you can grow, like work can make you grow to not to hate something, so I would definitely suggest um, you know, if you do what you love, if you really love programming computers, then you should do that on your days off and on your free time, so that you can continue, so that you could do things that are enjoyable, because like you know you know not you can make the most awesome thing unenjoyable, um, and that is something that especially a lot of computer programmers I know have a problem with. Okay, so I'm going to add plane and circle at the end. I don't know, maybe it shouldn't be anything, but so now if I say it's a plane geometry, if I remember correctly, yeah, it just stays as a square. Um, so then, but the thing is on a plane geometry, I don't want to show. So let's on a plane geometry, I want to show the width and the height still, but I don't want to show. Um, and and then on the circle geometry, I want to show basically like for a sphere, I want to show the radius. Um, so yeah, obviously that should not be called sphere radius. Obviously. Um, so let's find the sphere radius. So that should just be radius, not sphere radius. Probably made sense when I did that. So so we want to show radius or mesh dot shape. And so here's where like I don't know if this is. I think that this works. Plane geometry, but I haven't gone and just double checked it. Ooh, I don't know if you guys can hear Rhett. She's uh, making noises back there. That bird is just awesome. I really, really enjoy her. Um, and then I'm just gonna add or mesh dot. I don't know why it made it shap. Why did it suggest shap? Kind of makes me think, did I mess this up? I don't think it would have let me. Yeah, no, that's messed up. Oh, I did. See, seeing that basically when I was typing this up here and it's suggesting shap as a possible, now it's not. Well, before it was showing, it was suggesting shap. Yeah, like that. That made me think, okay, somewhere in the code there's a shap, and that's definitely not right. So, um, so then that kind of was a heads up that maybe the work I had just done um, uh, that I'd messed something up down here on that I'd just done, and sure enough, that should have been shape. Um, so, so anyway, so we are showing, and actually that's even wrong. We don't want. Wait. Yeah, we do not want the depth to be available. All we want is the width and the height. Which is, oh man, no, we do want it. Oh man, so both of these, okay, so this does get complicated because we don't want to just, we want to be able to put plane in any direction. So that, so depth, it can just only have two. It can't have three. And that is a different kind of validation that I haven't even thought of yet. Is like if you can only have two of the three. But yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if I won't. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because let's see. So to say width could be and then height. Yeah, I'm a little like, it's kind of a bummer because um, this, I didn't think, oh man, like with the two-dimensional, and actually I'm glad I ran into this because I do want two-dimensional things. I didn't think I wanted two-dimensional things, but now I do want them, and that makes me think, okay, hopefully I remember this when we build it out, that we have we have validation. We're going to need to be able to set up attributes where you could have width and height, or you could have depth and height, or you could have height and depth. You could have any of those three if for planes and for circles. Um, I don't know exactly. I don't even know. I want to do something. I don't want to just. I definitely am not going to build out a whole validation scheme on that. Um, but I probably just set it up to where, like, if you by default it's going to use width and height, but if there is no width, then it'll use depth, and if there is no depth, it'll use width. Um, like it'll use the first two. If the first one's missing, then it'll use um, depth, or if the second one's missing, it'll use depth, and I'll just handle that deep in the recesses of this thing. But let's see if that works. Let's see what we get if we say plane geometry. So we still have width, height, and depth, so that's good. And then circle geometry. We did not get our radius. So it's supposed to be if it's a sphere, cone, or circle. Woo! Yeah, I am ready, Rhett. I am ready. Let's see. So let's see, circle. So now we have our radius. Okay, so now let's see. If we go to our, let's just look up cone geometry. I know. Well, it's in a. Well, since I split things out, I believe it's in the ThreeJS. So we definitely here. It's in the mesh manager. Mesh service. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's in the mesh service that we do this update for cone geometry, and then we do that for text geometry. Okay, yeah, that's right. I moved it up because I did that. So I'm just gonna say oh. I thought okay. I thought there was something above it too. Whoa, this is weird. Sphere geometry, box geometry, and then I have sphere geometry twice. What was it? How does that one? How does the cone work? Let's see. Is this an add? No, this is an update mesh. Control F. Cone geometry. Okay, so this is where the cone geometry gets created. So what am I looking at up here? It's not the same then. Let's see, we have sphere. You would have thought I'd have done that here, and then so it doesn't. So that's really throwing me off because so this does it anyways. So I don't even know if this code up here is necessary. I definitely want to fix it. I don't. Maybe there's some edge case in which it's broken, but it clearly should be a cone. And I just don't feel like digging in and trying to understand. And was the, I guess, when we created our cone geometry down here, okay, so basically all it would do up there is kind of create one, and then I don't know what was going on down here because it seems like we're just creating one anyways. It's just a cone geometry. So I don't know that this code up here is even necessary. It'd be really interesting to go and look at the old ones, but in a cone geometry has, yes, so whatever these ones are is probably fine. Let's see, what is the cone geometry? The first one is the radius, the second one is the height, the third one is the radial segments, which I don't think we're going to want those actually. So that could have been why it was so jaggy. So I think all we need are the first two values for cones. And then, so who knows, that could have been making it look kind of bad. So let's add our other two, and that's our plane and our circle. Plane geometry is equal to a 3. I think I put the yeah. Plane geometry. Oh my gosh. So I'm all shook because of that tree. And then I'm guessing that wherever this is, go to definition, and then go to our mesh interface, go to definition, and yeah, we need to add this here. And then, so if this was like, if I was definitely planning to use, if I was going to be maintaining this, I would definitely get to the bottom of why my cone geometry is working without that other code. Because if we don't need that code, I definitely don't want to have like that excess code because that code is a bit confusing. So it's not a good idea to have that. So hopefully we have a blue one here. Nope. Oh, it's capital P. Did you mean a large plane, bro? Bro, did you mean that? And then, oh, and then I never did my circle geometry. Okay, so that's weird. I wonder what where a circle radius. now that I think about it, we don't ever tell it along which access to run. Okay, so for plane and circle geometries, how do you the axis? Oh, okay. So you just rotate it. So actually, we do not need depth in the um, template. We want to get rid of the depth. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Is this the depth one? Yeah. So we do not want to have depth. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. Thank you, 3JS. Um, now, why we didn't need this for that? Maybe it was because we didn't modify it after. I don't know. I'm very confused by that. And confusion is in fact the enemy, but only for a few. I mean, it's not probably just not going to matter. And I mean, it's not going to matter at all here in the near future because um, I'm only going to be working on this for 8 more days, and then I'm going to start a brand new one. Plane geometry. Plane geometry. Plane geometry. For plane, we don't care about that. What we care about is width. See, it's weird. The thing is, yeah, we probably don't need to create up there because we're creating it down here. Shadow width. So basically, this is where we update the width. And I think height is right. Oh yeah, that's because the cone had a height. New geometry is equal to new plane geometry. Probably going longer than normal. Because I don't care, because I'm on vacay. Plane geometry, and there's nothing I'd rather be doing right now than this. Which might be sad, but I don't know. I just really enjoy doing this. Width. Oh, yeah. And then this should be circle geometry. And actually, the sphere is much closer, so I'm just going to copy this sphere. Because all that one cares about is this. Now, here's where I wonder, like, oh, should I somehow combine them or whatever? But you know what? Again, that is the kind of thing that you do to sort of take care of the future version of yourself. And since there is no future really for this guy, I'm not going to be worried about it. Oh, Brett is getting feisty. On that one, it's supposed to be circle. got distracted by the bird. Circle. Circle. And circle. So basically, I'm just kind of blindly copying and pasting code from above just because I just think it's going to work. Like sometimes you can tread very carefully all the time, and it's just, and it's comfortable, like it's really comfortable, but it is a lot faster too. Okay, so I don't think a circle, it needs two of these things. I wonder what that is up there for on the, what is the second? Oh no, it's not the cone, it's on the sphere. Oh, width in segments and height in segments. Okay. So yeah, there's only one thing on the circle geometry. Radius, segments, and then theta star. It's probably like if you want to have like a pie chart kind of thing. Is the theta start and theta end would be my guess. All right, so let's see what we get. Okay, so it compiled, so that's a good sign. And what we would like to do is change this over to a plane. And it should look exactly the same. It looked pretty darn similar. Oh, because it shrunk down to the middle. So like if we rotate it, yeah, see, that makes sense. 0.14. So you can't see it. So now if we were to animate it, that's exactly, I think, what we were expecting. It's kind of weird though, because maybe it probably should be 6.28. I think it's starting back all over is why it's 2.7. It's kind of weird that we lose it at this point, because I would have thought that maybe you can't see the back. Let's see. Let's go to animations and pause it. And see, we don't get it back. Oh. Oh, you lose it for a good bit. And it's gone. And now, let's look at, was it right Y rotation? So right now it's supposedly at 4.08. Oh my goodness. 3.07, we can't see it. So it starts at 6 and we can see it. And we can see it when it gets to 0. But we lose it at like 2.3 and it's just gone until we get to 5.09. So that's really interesting to me. I don't really, so you can't see it for a long way. And it's kind of weird because yeah, let's see then. And it comes back. So you can't see it through this whole range here in the middle. So let me unpause this and just have it go. I have to admit I'm a bit disappointed that it's gone for so long. I don't really understand why it's gone for so long. But anyways, that would be something to think about. Now let's go ahead and change this mesh to a circle. All right, that's weird. Definitely a lot of things I would have expected. That is not one of them. That is not a circle, guys. I don't know why. Circle geometry looks like a triangle. Let's see, radius. Oh, so at radius 0.1, it looks like a circle. 0.2, 0.3, 4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.8, 0.9, 1. Okay, so obviously there's something weird going on there because that was what we had. Y rotation 6. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. And I don't, obviously there's something really strange about the value when we first created it. So it's moving pretty fast. Let's see. So 0.1 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. It's kind of neat because it kind of looks like there's more than one circle because it's moving so fast. But it's slowed down. So with 0.1. But I want to go back. Let's turn this into a cube. And then back to a plane. And then to a circle. Oh, so this time it did not become a triangle. Let's refresh. Add mesh. Show edit form. Circle. But if I change the radius to 1 point, it fixes 0. Let's see. So let's see if there's anything obvious. Tree. Because it's the very first time that it does it. And I'm pretty sure that code is working well. Kind of seems like it's this code. No. So I'm guessing sphere box, that thing that I did up here. Circle geometry. Wonder if it's that second one. Oh, it probably is that second one. That's probably like the starting or ending or something. Let's see. Circle. Okay, yeah. So it was definitely whatever was going on in there, which was the segments, since it only had one segment. So like if we do this, add mesh, show edit form, circle, and then what if we make it 2? So it'd be nice if that was one of the attributes that we could set. But it's going to be more nice working on those dihedrons and all that. So with 2, it's like that. What if it's 32? We'll do the whole interpolation thing from high school. Trigonometry. Oh, I bet you don't learn interpolation anymore in high school trigonometry because um, you probably just use calculators. You don't probably have to look up the sines and cosines and all that stuff in the back of the book like the way we used to do it back in the day, which I don't really, other than knowing the word and coming up with the ah see now they have the little, oh yeah, so that would definitely be something we'd want to would be really nice to be able to control the number of these segments. Yeah, so interpolation, if you don't remember, if you never learned, is like, let's say we know it's somewhere between, what we want is somewhere between 1 and 5. Okay, so we know 5 is too much, so then 2.5. Okay, 2.5 is too much, so 1.25. Okay, 1.25 is too much. So it's basically going halfway in between every time until you, and when you're like, if halfway is too far, then you get, you do half of that, but if it's not far enough, then you do half of that, and you just keep halving until you get to the number you want. So that's what we used to have to do for trigonometry, because they had these tables, but like I guess you had to guess the value, and if it was too much, then you would go halfway to the, like, then sort of guess another value, and if the other value is too far, then you'd go right down the middle, and I can't even remember what that was for. It's not important, but more just the processes, just kind of a useful process. But anyways, yeah, so this is pretty cool. I don't, like I said, I don't really understand why 2 makes it disappear, or 3 makes it like disappear, but 2 also does 1. Right, so like if we go from 1 to 1.1, it gets smaller. 1.2, then 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Okay, so 1.5, it's gone, and then so it's looking straight at us, but then like you would think at one point it's like lined up directly, so so you would think by 1.6 it would already be going over, but it's not. 1.8, and then 2.8, and then 3.8. We still don't see it. I guess it would be around 6. We would start to see it again. No, 6, we already see it completely. 5, 4.5, 4.8. Yeah, it's like it totally disappears. Let's see, 1.8, 1.2. So I don't know. It would be kind of cool, like if we could set the color of both sides of it. The other thing we can do is, like, if we make this 0, and then we take the camera, and then we say, so we'll tell the camera to go to -5, so we'll be behind it. And see, you can still see it looks identical. Oh, well. -5, you can't see. Oh, so you can't see the backside of a plane. That makes me want to ask JS show the backside a plane. Okay, so to me it seems like you'd want to default to uh, oh, so that's how you could set the colors to each side. So front side. Oh. Oh, so that's more about the material. This is so a material. So I guess what we want to do if we wanted to do this is um oh, because oh, okay. So if you remember correctly, a lot of times when we would have like a camera, okay, this was a long time ago. Like you'd have a camera, you'd go into a cube. Once you were inside the cube, you couldn't see anything until you left the cube again. And that's because only one side of the material, I guess, it's not the backside of the object that's being displayed. It's the backside of the material. So when we say mesh basic material, when we set up our material, I guess we would want to say side, and then you tell it which side you'd want. Um, what are the possible sides? And see, this is the kind of stuff like I just did not like. How would you know this? How would you know this? Other than just playing with it and. Mm, so backside, double side. Okay, so it's just front side, backside, and double side. So then I wonder how you reference. How do you reference? Reference a side of a cube. My cat is very interested in the bird up there right now. 6 sides, 2 triangular faces. Okay, so that is the whole thing. Hey, stop it. Leave her alone. I'm going to show you on the show. There's our cat. There's one of the two cats. This one's name is Kiwi. And for some reason, she's decided she wants to mess with the bird. And I think they always interact with each other. So, but never out. Usually, Rhett's in her cage when they interact, and they've never had any problems. But that would not something I would want to happen. So, okay, so 3 normal faces. Okay, so these are the front of each indus. Okay, so I guess each geometry will have an array that goes along with it. It's kind of weird. But then I guess if you want it to be colored on both sides, so if you wanted to go inside the cube and then you could still see colors, then you would have to say double side for the material, which that really surprises me. Mesh material. Okay, so when you set up your materials, you pass in an array, and each one of these is sort of hardwired, hard coded to one of the sides. See, this is all stuff that like is new to me, very very new to me, and kind of like really was way outside of my even ability to grasp this sort of thing when I first started working on this stuff. So that's the whole point. So, anyways, we are 50 minutes in. Yeah, I it's long. It's a long video. I'll probably tomorrow. I'll just pre-warn you. Tomorrow will probably be a long video too, because tomorrow I plan to play with those like multi-sided, like 6-sided, 8-sided, different things. And I think there was like what were we talking about? There was 4 or 5 of them, and I think we can just do all those. Yeah, the dodecahedron, um, geometries, and those are the planes, some kind of um, what were they? Three provides had a really cool name for it. Parametric? No, what was it? Capsule? Oh yeah, these right here, platonic solids. So yeah, there's four platonic solids apparently that they support, uh, or maybe there's even more on that, but it would be kind of cool to get that working. So as those four together, since I was able to get that tomorrow, I would love to get these four working. And if that works, then I guess tomorrow's just the 24th. So maybe on Christmas Day, before everybody else wakes up, I'll maybe set up a torus geometry as a Christmas gift to myself. That one's harder though, because I wanted to do a torus, right? But I'm gonna have to add. Looks like um, a tube diameter. Well, I guess just a tube diameter. I'll have to add one more thing, tube diameter, and I guess the segments. We're kind of letting them default. Um, but yeah, that would be kind of cool. That would be really fun to play with that, um, and then I don't know. Oh, tubular. So this torus knot would probably be really cool, and that I would have to add another thing called tubular segments. That would be so cool to have that done. If I could get that done by New Year's, and then looks like ring would be pretty simple, but we'd have to add a second radius for inner radius and outer radius. Um, and capsule looks like it's super simple, right? So we just have radius and length, which I don't actually have a length. So, anyways, and then we don't have any idea how to do these sorts of parametric geometries. Those will probably be a while, but lathe, extrude, shape, and that there's gonna be a lot of learning curve on that. And these are fairly high risk. I don't know. They actually don't look like they're too bad. Points, I don't know. Points, segments, and optional. Um, maybe this whole points concept will be very like destructive, like to the architecture, and trigger a new build. I mean, I think I would definitely do a POC if I do next year when I do my new POC. Let's say even if I'm like 6 months in, and I realize, okay, yeah, this isn't going to work, I'm going to see it out till the end of the year again, um, and then just go with lessons learned on that. I mean, the big thing for this one is just the way I reference things. So like I want to have like one. Well, so the big thing is the import and export will exist from day one, which I do think abandoning the next POC will be very, very difficult, because if I have hundreds, dozens even of really cool files that you feed into it and it makes cool designs, that's going to be tough to walk away from. But um, the other thing is I want to have like one sort of master structure that has like all the path that describes every possible field. So and it would like sort of ignore arrays, right? So like you could have a cube, even though it could be an array of cubes, or you could have an array of spheres or something. There'll only be one representation for each one. But and then in the real thing that would come from an upload or from within memory would have arrays and stuff for things. But anyways, I think everything will have everything that is buildable and animatable and stuff like that will be in that. And then I definitely will do animations tied to the properties, and I definitely want a much more flexible animation scheme that will let me do more things. And one of the things I just really, really, really want to have this time is an orbit, so that I can like say, oh, move that thing, and this is its starting place, and then this it moves in a circle and it calculates stuff that way. But anyways, yeah. So this is super long hour. Tomorrow's, I'm guessing, will probably be about an hour or two. Um, and then I'm back to work on Thursday, so we'll go back to sort of the normal thing, and then yeah. So tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow is Tuesday, so that'll be long. Wednesday will probably be fast because like probably won't get up that much earlier than everybody else, but so so Wednesday will probably be long, so that'll be my Christmas day. So and then Thursday will be pretty fast. I mean, Thursday will be a quick one because I have to work and all that, and I have work on Friday, so I won't have all night to just enjoy life. But then Friday, then I have Saturday and Sunday off. So, but then Saturday and Sunday I'll go back to doing. I'll also do my web speech one. So that's why I end up spending like a whole hour. But the whole thing ends up taking a couple hours. So, anyways, I hope everyone's having a great time. I hope everybody's getting to take a little bit of time off for the holidays. If you do have holidays, I know it is that I think every culture in the world right now is ending up the year. I think yesterday was the winter solstice. It was like the most the shortest day of the year, and I mean, I could really feel it. It was really depressing, the shorter days. So now it's all longer days from here till the summer solstice. So we have gone through the darkest part of everything, and happy coding, everybody. Bye.